Good morning, good morning. Hopefully everybody's doing all right, staying safe and warm. I'm just at my delivery here in Dayton, Ohio. Trailer is dropped over there. They make you drop the trailer, then they call you when it's ready. You just pick it up and roll. I'm sure you can hear that blowing. That is my diesel heater. So my new diesel heater that I bought, I finally installed it. I don't have to torture my generator anymore and have it run in cold and whatnot. But yeah, essentially I have a pickup like 5 miles away from here, and then I'm just going back home. Not a bad run back home. And yeah, essentially I'm gonna go deliver that tonight straight through, and after that I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna stay home Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Probably go on the road like Monday morning or something, because I do have quite a bit of work to do at home. But yeah, today's kind of, it's pretty chilly outside. I wouldn't say pretty chilly, but it is cold enough to have a heater on. I slept great last night. This heater was on. I think right now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna clean this truck up, probably change the bed sheets. I have them in my bag. And also what I want to do is below the bed, so my mattress is shorter than the bed itself. What I want to do is make a box underneath the bed, and you know, just like an extension up, and then I can store some drinks in there and whatnot. It's just, you know, when you have a truck like this, any space that can be used is great to be used, so might as well. And also at the same time, I just do a lot of useless crap, just because that's just my personality. But yeah, let's sneeze, excuse me. I promise it's not COVID. When you're in public and you start sneezing and people are just looking at you, it's just that time of the year, you know. But yeah, we're gonna clean this truck up. Image Wash sent me out their new product. At the point of when they sent it to me, it was unreleased, so I'm not sure it's released yet. If it is released, I'll put a link down below and we'll go from there. But I mean, you'll get to see the product anyways, and you could just search it if you do want to purchase it. But yeah, let's clean this thing up and then go from there. All right, so it is not perfect. It is not a show condition floor. However, it does the job good enough for me. I cleaned this up, clean up those. Maybe next week I'll actually install the panels. But as you can see, I cleaned up the dash, and this thing smells absolutely amazing. Basically, this is what we're talking about. It's a quick detailer from Image Wash. I don't know if there's like a fragrance or whatever you would call it, but this thing smells absolutely amazing. And this one, oh boy, I can't say enough. This one also smells absolutely amazing. They're both detailers. This is where do they have? They have it somewhere. It's like the fragrance of this, I'm not sure, but this smells absolutely amazing. So does this. And then this here is just diluted in a Zep bottle. It's Image Wash degreaser. Let's wipe this. It's a degreaser. If you go on their website, you will find it. And then rest is pretty much generic stuff. This is also from Image Wash. It's a glass cleaner. It works good. I also use some Lysol all-purpose cleaner, just to kind of get rid of the bacteria. And then I do use just microfiber rags, and this is just trash and you throw it away. They did send me a new spray nozzle, but I already lost it, so I just took it off this, and I just Windex and Rain-X for the glass. But yes, this thing is fairly clean, as you can see. This is my fridge, in case you're wondering. It's an ice-cold fridge. Link in the description. You can get some percentage off if you do purchase one. And then yeah, basically not much more to it. This is my sink. And then here's kind of a mess. That's my hanger I made for my jacket. Originally that was intended for a bike, but it worked out for a jacket. This is just hooks from Home Depot, and then it's just a 2x4 that's carpeted. And then, yeah, no, I know this light is not center, but the old light was here, so I was like, screw it, I'll install a new one here. But it's kind of pissing me off, but whatever. But yeah. And then here's the other light up here. We're still not done. I've been here for like 2 hours since my appointment. I hopefully get done soon so I can bounce to my pickup. I do have till 1, so it's no big deal, but I would like to get going. But yeah, let's put this stuff away, keep on waiting, and hopefully get going soon. So here I am thinking this block heater sits in oil, but I'm an idiot. It sits in water, and I did not know that. I found out the hard way. And let me tell you, coolant does not taste good. The minute that thing popped out, so much coolant went out. And hopefully it's not crazy low up there. Yeah, that did not work out. That's definitely a lesson learned. To be completely honest with you, I was getting stressed out there for a second. Because I have a bunch of things I need to get done, and me not going home today would really delay a lot of things. And this load being not able to be picked up would really mess everything up. But yeah, like I was here for hell. I was at this receiver for 6 hours, which is just absurd. That's ridiculous. But then I booked a load that was supposed to be pick up at 1. I booked that load at like 9 a.m. I told the guy, you know, I'd probably be done at 10, 11. And then it was like, you know, like 12:20. And then I just went and called the broker, and I was like, listen, man, like, I'm not gonna bullshit you. Just so you know, I'm still here. They're working on me. Go do what you gotta do. If you gotta recover, go recover. And he was like, you know what, man, I appreciate that honesty. I want to keep you on this load. I'll make it work to where you can pick up later. And like, it worked out. But I know for a fact he could have recovered that load for cheaper than he gave it to me, because there's like no loads. I don't know what's going on. It's not just cheap loads, but there's no loads from Vandalia or Dayton, Ohio back to St. Louis. There's like none. And it hasn't been like since this morning. It's been like 5 loads the whole time. And yeah, he gave me that load, and I know for a fact he could have recovered it for less, but it worked out. Especially like big companies like TQL. Big companies like that usually don't do those type of favors. It's usually like, okay, if you can't make it, we're recovering, period. But man, shout out my man Brian at TQL. He really he did me right. He held me onto my word, and I told him, hey, you know, if by 2 o'clock I'm not done, I'm just gonna let you know and give you a chance to still recover, because I just don't want to put brokers in situations to where, you know, it's like last minute, and then they're like flying around like headless chicken or jumping around, whatever the term is, trying to recover it, because it's not good for anyone really. But it is what it is. These things happen, unfortunately. And people always like, you get paid detention. This is like, screw the detention, man. Like, the detention, you gotta chase after the broker. There's only a few of them that actually send it right away. Detention, if you're not familiar, is basically like, it's usually a 2-hour grace period, which means at the shippers and receivers, you have 2 hours of free time where you don't get paid anything extra. And then after 2 hours, you get paid, you know, depending on the shipper receiver, it's like what, $30, $40 an hour. And people are like, oh, well, you get paid detention. Like, not really, screw that. Like, if, you know, I'm at the place for, you know, 6 hours, 4 hours extra of detention that they might pay me is like $120. But if that $120 is costing me a $1,500 load, then screw that, you know, screw the detention. I'd rather go do that load. And that's what a lot of times, like, if it's a small place and they're taking the time, like, I'll straight up go to people and tell them, like, hey, I'll pay you if you get me done quicker. And it works. Funny thing is, we just drove by that pickup truck. That was a Ford Ranger, but I actually bought Mazda B3000 maybe like a week ago. It's a manual. It's got 140,000 miles. It's a 2000, and yeah, I bought it for cash. Paid 3,900 bucks. To be honest, I overpaid for what I got, but overall it's not bad. It's pretty clean. Unfortunately, it's two-wheel drive, but it's gonna serve my needs all right. I really won't use it in winter anyways, but I think, you know, for now it will do. I am gonna be doing brakes on it, complete brakes, no calipers, just drums and pads in the rear, and then rotors and pads in the front, and then I'm gonna take it to get inspected for emissions. But yeah, I figured I'd tell you guys that, and then I'm sure in the future I will be replacing the clutch on it. The clutch on it is very, very spongy. It's almost like non-existent. I don't think it's needing bleeding, because I don't think it's leaking, just because, oh shoot, I'm tripping, I thought it was more down. I don't think it's needing bleeding because there's plenty of .3 fluid in the reservoir. But I mean, that's a pretty common spot where they do leak. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Rangers or B series. They're basically same truck, Mazda and Ford, but the system on the clutch, which is a hydraulic, basically you bleed it like brakes. The system is made very, very stupid, and you can't really bleed it with the lines installed on the vehicle, just because there's angles where air traps quite a bit, like on the master cylinder. And then to make matters worse, if your slave cylinder needs bleeding, you can't do it unless you take the transmission off. So I think what's gonna happen is, you know, one of these days when I actually move into the apartment, when it's cold, snowing, I don't want to go on the road, I'm gonna pop that heater up and then take that transmission out and do the clutch, because it's not that expensive, you know. It's very labor intensive. So if you know how to do things yourself, it's not that bad, you know, so it works out. But yeah, the clutch and like the whole line, the hydraulic line, including master cylinder and slave cylinder, it's like $200, and the clutch is like $130. And I'd probably just buy a new flywheel instead of getting it resurfaced, because they're like 70 bucks. So like, call it 400 bucks at AutoZone plus tax, and AutoZone always has like 15-20% coupons. So, you know, let's call it like 400 with tax and shipping. So it's not a bad price to pay for something that big. And then I'd probably do the transmission oil also. I don't even know how it's done in manual transmissions, but I'm sure you just drain it and fill it with new oil if it's dirty. But I mean, I don't plan to do any like crazy restorations to it, because like it's a beater truck. I need something to, you know, transport drywall, doors for the building that we got. And then at the same time, you know, if I ever need something for the truck, I can use it also. But eventually I think I would sell it and get a all-wheel drive, probably like a Nissan Titan or something, even though they are a gas guzzler. But you can get them at much better prices than you can get a diesel Ford, you know. So it's whatever. Let's see if this thing is even still recording. Yeah, we're all right. I just on my hat. But yeah, I mean, diesel pickup trucks like are so expensive, and I do understand diesel pickup trucks are pretty reliable on high miles, and they do run a long time. But you got to keep in mind is, you know, just because that engine's pretty reliable, 200,000 miles is still 200,000 miles. The body's got that many miles. The wear and tear is 200,000 miles. So me personally, I'd rather buy a Nissan Titan with 100,000 miles that's a little bit newer for way less. Like, I've seen plenty of really, really nice Nissan Titans you can get around like 100,000 miles for like 10 grand, you know, and pretty clean too, especially if I got one like somewhere down south. That'd be nice. But it works out. I mean, Ford Rangers aren't bad trucks either. If this truck was all-wheel drive, and the crappy thing is it's only a two-seater, if it had a cab in the rear, then I'd probably keep it, to be honest. There's somebody selling a Ford Ranger on Marketplace right by me They're asking 10,000, which is pushing it quite a bit, but in this market it might even sell. But it only has 50,000 miles, and it is all-wheel drive, and it does have it's an extended cab, so that's a huge plus, really. It's nice to have a clean truck. Pretty windy out. I'm just happy to be able to go pick this load up and then go towards home, so that'll be nice. Thankfully it's not a long drive home, and hopefully I can just make it home. But yeah, the key's vibrating. Yeah, folks, I think that's probably gonna do it for today's video. Short and sweet. Thank you to everybody for watching. In case you haven't noticed, there should be somewhere below the video recommendation for some OT Rookie merch if you do want to support your boy. If you don't, I completely understand it too. You're not obligated to buy anything. But if you do, thank you very much. Again, thanks for watching. Hit the sub, like, share, comment, ask any questions, and catch y'all on the next one.